Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bob Maguire giving a report. Not my usually attire. I'm not usually dressed like this or slumped in a chair, and we're in a hospital. No, not a mental hospital. Hospital called Cabrini in Malvern. And the reason we're here is because we've been diagnosed with a disorder called, make a note, CIDP. And I'm not going to pronounce it because it's too hard, but it means that you've lost your movement in your arms and your legs. And so even I noticed that I couldn't walk and I couldn't reach the dog food to feed the dog. So it took a while, but I realised there was something wrong with me. And even then, I didn't do too much. So friends intervened and said, go immediately to hospital, do not pass go. Go straight. So I came straight a week ago, and here we are in Cabrini Hospital, and we've been diagnosed as having CIDP. The good thing about it is it has not stopped my mouth. So I haven't got paralysis of the mouth. And that's what I'm trying to prove tonight, in case the rumour had spread. Thank God he can't talk, because here I am talking. And very grateful for all the support. I tried to put a spin on this, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, the inveterate salesperson, and the spin was we need a lot of blood to get a product. Don't ask me what the product is, the product from the blood. No, this is not an episode in Twilight. And the product from the blood is then pumped into my veins. 3 or 4 times we've had it. And that's apparently a miracle work. Well, it is, because look at this. I couldn't do that before, 4 days ago. Couldn't scratch myself. But to get that product, you've got to have, I'm not going to mention the number because it's obscene. There's thousands of infusions. So to satisfy I don't want to feel guilty every night of the week going to bed saying, the fat priest has been given thousands of transfusions of blood to keep him alive, when there's so many people out there, mothers of children and people all over the place deserving blood. So I'm just saying that maybe around the world we could have a general march on the blood banks and offer our blood, so that Bob's not using 50% or something, he's only using 1%. So that's one of the reasons why I went on the media after having been confined to this place and put the proposition to the local viewers. And I don't know what the result is, I haven't heard numbers or something, or whether the gates were kicked down by people to give blood for Bob, or people running blood transfusion parties, you know, or calling the local blood bank Mr. Vampire. We haven't done much of that, so I haven't done a research on it. But anyway, be that as it may, the fact of the matter is 2013, Happy New Year. And big things are happening for my foundation this year. And I intend, expect, hope, wish to be there from the start, which is probably the start of February, or when the schools go back, because we've got to send some kids to school, keep them at school even though they mightn't be able to afford to go there. And also there's other things to do, feed people who have been on the streets for too long and they can't go anywhere else. We'll try to reassure them on the streets they're still as important as anybody else, including me. And we will do some new things this coming year. And I'll keep you posted later, because I can't say too much, because they're being fleshed out, the plan is. But it involves aged care, and it involves specialised care for teenagers who need to stay at school, but who might be finding it hard to stay there because of domestic upheavals and things. Apart from that, we've got the age-old hope that we're going to end up with some kind of a spiritual presence or something on the internet. The Parish without borders. Now, God knows how it's going to be done, because I've been trying to work out how do you say Mass without bread and wine. How can you have rituals if you've only got access to hashtags or other mysterious little hieroglyphics? But we'll work it out, because I think people being sick of religion doesn't mean that they're sick of spirituality. And I can't see why poor old Bob can't be a hybrid kind of priest. So spare a thought for us, because in Melbourne or in Australia, the Prime Minister has announced this. Government formally establishes a Royal Commission to investigate institutions in the Commonwealth of Australia, not only religious but other institutions, which may have been responsible for abuse of children under their care, and also be responsible for trying to cover up their involvement in such nefarious activities. And they've appointed 6 Royal Commissioners. One won't go any further, but I mean, this is going to take up a lot of the media's interest over the next, 2 years maybe, and it'll do us good, including the Roman Catholic Church, because there's nothing shakes the Church up than a criticism by a friend. And secular society is not the enemy of religion, it's a friend of religion. And so criticism from a friend should go down well, even though it'll frighten our officials. So that's enough for tonight. Having been handicapped legs and arms, I find that the mouth is even more a motor mouth. So we better stop right here and now. Wish you a Happy New Year and good health. But don't forget to visit your blood bank. Be one of Bob's blood relatives. Ta-da!